actor Deep Sidhu has been arrested by a special cell of the Delhi police. Remember, he's been accused of instigating a group of farmers to storm the Red Fort on Republic Day and has been named in the FIR by the Delhi police. Remember, this is after the tractor parade on January 26th that was to highlight the demands of the farmers against the farm laws. Now, while 80% of that tractor parade took place as planned with the police, one group of farmers had broken away and gone ahead to the Red Fort. They had fought with the police. There was anarchy, and they actually went into the Red Fort and raised a flag before the Red Fort. Let's go across to Sukirti now for all the details. Sukirti, what can you tell us?
Well, Gargi, at this point of time, one thing is clear that he's been arrested by the Delhi Police Special Cell. Where exactly he has been arrested from, that is unclear at the moment, but a very significant development considering the fact that there were FIRs that had been registered against him in the 26th January violence. He was being considered one of the main accused. The Delhi police had announced a reward of about 1 lakh rupees for anybody who would give information with regard to his whereabouts. And for the last several days, we had been seeing that after the farmer leaders made allegations that Deep Sidhu was the one who instigated the crowds. He was the one who led the protesters towards the Red Fort and instigated them to indulge in violence. Deep Sidhu had released certain videos saying that the allegations against him were false. He had accused the farmer leaders of backtracking from their cause. There was another controversy over whether Deep Sidhu was linked to the BJP because there were certain photographs that had surfaced where Deep Sidhu could be seen standing next to Sunny Deol and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But Sunny Deol had come out with a clarification saying that on repeated occasions he has clarified that he is no longer associated in any capacity with Mr. Deep Sidhu. However, Mr. Deep Sidhu was one of his associates during his campaign when he was fighting the elections, but after that there was no association between the two of them. So the Congress had also made these allegations against the BJP that Deep Sidhu was somebody that had been associated with the BJP, and there was a certain conspiracy behind the kind of violence that unfolded on 26th January. So a lot of allegations had come up, but mainly the issue was around the fact that farmers had derailed from the designated route for the 26th January tractor rally, and Deep Sidhu was being considered as the prime accused in the entire case, and the police had been on the lookout for him. And the videos of him that kept surfacing where he was seen clarifying his perspective on the issue and trying to say that all the allegations being made against him were false. Sources had told us that those videos, in fact, were being sent by Deep Sidhu to a friend of his. That friend was living abroad and she had been uploading the videos. So all of those news have been coming up in bits and pieces, but his whereabouts were never known. But now the Delhi Police Special Cell has finally succeeded in arresting him.
Right, Sukirti. In fact, we're seeing that video right now on the 26th when he went live from the Red Fort, holding up that religious flag. And after what took place, the violence on the 26th of January, many of the farmer leaders were named in the police complaint, though they claimed that they had actually, as they've been insisting that, most of the tractor parade took place peacefully. It took place on that designated route that had been decided with the Delhi police. And it was only this one big group of farmers, from Ghazipur who went towards the Red Fort and indulged in this violence. And initially there was also controversy because Deep Sidhu wasn't even named in the complaint.
Well, yes, there was a lot of back and forth even in terms of when the cases were being registered. Initially, names of Mr. Yogendra Yadav and Darshan Pal and the other leaders had come up. Deep Sidhu had been named in the complaints much later. So that was also another controversy that had come up, but the Delhi police had clarified that they are also booking Deep Sidhu in this entire case, and there are allegations of violence against him and instigations, and the fact that he had instigated the crowd there, and also the kind of video evidence that we are referring to over here, that he can be seen in certain videos holding the Sikh religious flag that was hoisted at the Red Fort. So all of these issues had come up, but yes, as you said, all the farmer leaders, whether it is Mr. Yogendra Yadav, Darshan Pal, or Mr. Chaduni, or Mr. Rakesh Tikait, all of these leaders had said that they had absolutely no role to play in the violence. Neither did any of the farmers who had been very disciplined and had followed the designated route. It was only people like Deep Sidhu who came up with a conspiracy, and they instigated all of these farmers carry out all these violent activities, the way they were recklessly driving their tractors, or they tried to enter the Red Fort or beat up the policemen. None of this was done by the farmers who are actually fighting for the cause. So those were the allegations that all the farmer leaders kept making. They completely raised their fingers against Deep Sidhu and washed their hands off the entire 26th January events. But Mr. Deep Sidhu, on the other hand, had been releasing videos where he kept clarifying that he was not to be blamed for all the violence, and it was the farmer leaders actually who had derailed from the issue. So all of this back and forth had gone between these farmer leaders as well as Mr. Deep Sidhu. But at the same time, the police had been looking out for him. The Delhi Police Special Cell, a special team that had been formed to carry out an investigation into the 26th January violence, had been looking out for him. A 1 lakh rupee reward as well for anybody who would give information that would lead to his arrest. So all of that had happened. And now, finally, he's been arrested by the special cell.
Right.